Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Erad, and it's been a packed week in the verse, so let's get into everything that happened between March 17th and March 21st. You are watching Last Week in Star Citizen. On Monday, March 17th, we started with a fresh edition of This Week in Star Citizen. Ulf Kirchner gave us a heads up on upcoming content, including a patch watch dropping on Wednesday, showcasing new features, improvements, and fixes now listed on the public roadmap. Thursday also brought an episode of Behind the Ships, where the vehicle team looked closer at the upcoming Atlas Geo, which arrives in 4.1. And Friday concluded with the RSI newsletter hitting boxes. Meanwhile, patch 8 for Star Citizen 4.1 PTU introduced further polish to Wicklow and Hathor locations, refining ground details, station landing pad gravity zones, and also container content for looting. AI received additional updates with improved Juvenile Valakar animations and reduced underground movement speeds, while NPCs saw further dynamic conversation additions. Gameplay adjustment excluded the Maro Gem, Copio Horn, and Wikilow's Favor from item recovery, meaning that, especially with Wikilow Favors, if you lose them, you're going to have to earn them again. They also updated the Deny icon and increased the minimum prison oxygen repair reward. The SRV's fuel storage saw a significant increase from 4 SCU to 28.5 SCU, making longer hauls easier for tow operators. Additionally, the audio team raised the bar with new thrusters and ambient sounds for the Corsair, Cutlass, Arrow, and F8 Lightning. Tuesday, March 18th, brought patch 9 to the PTU for 4.1. Cave explorations got a boost here with the return of Mushroom Lightning and increased number of mineable resources. Hathor locations saw further beam VFX and audio polish, along with more detailed level of details and art improvements. The addition of Armistice zones to Wicklow collector locations provided some much-needed protection in high-traffic areas. AI improvements, including increasing the vision and hearing perception range for the Juvenile Valakar, along with additional polish for NPC dynamic conversations. On the gameplay side, Loot Crate and Medical Crate content saw further adjustments, and kill animal contracts were disabled for the time being. Ship updates corrected an unintended second fuel tank on the RSI Mantis, and the Vault Rifle received sound effect polish. Wednesday, March 19th, saw patch 10 rollout for the PTU for 4.1, bringing significant refinements to multiple areas. Hathor locations received further optimization, along with additional beam audio VFX and damage polish. Wicklow Hangar Green Zone restrictions were lifted for FPS combat, although ship weapons remain lock and self-destruct is still disabled. To balance strategic placement, collector bases were moved further away from neighboring planets. Gameplay updates saw additional changes to loot and medical crate contents, and handyman and multiple location courier missions were disabled for the 4.1 patch cycle. That means we're not going to be seeing them. That's really sad. The item recovery system received an art polish pass. Two new vehicles here made their debut, the Drake Golem and the Argo Atlas Geo. Weapon balancing saw major improvements for the Vault Rifle, addressing recoil issues, persistent spread when aiming, and VFX impact updates. The FS9 projectile speed also saw an increase from 400 to 600, making it even more formidable. Bug fixes attempted to resolve an issue where players would lose their previously equipped loadout when leaving Glacier Rehabilitation Facility, along with visual bugs affecting Aegis Vanguard cockpit windows and mission-related features involving power banks in OLP. Additionally, CIG released a patch watch update providing details on smaller changes in Star Citizen 4.1. Thursday, March 20th, delivered an episode of Behind the Ships featuring the Argo Atlas Geo, the new resource collector from Argo. That same day, patch 11 was deployed to the PTU for 4.1, temporarily removing the Drake Golem and the Argo Atlas Geo from the build. However, these ships were not scrapped, they were just there for the initial PTU testing for EvoCaddy and will return for the official release, so rest assured. AI improvement continued, with the Juvenile Valakar receiving additional texture updates, with dozen new NPCs heads also added to a greater population diversity. Ship fixes address the Corsair's gun loadout, ensuring it now correctly features 4 size 4s and 2 size 5 weapon mounts instead of the incorrect 5 size 4s and 1 size 5 configuration. Core tech updates included also a new loading and splash screens. Friday, March 21st, saw patch 12 of 4.1 PTU, where there were no major gameplay updates here, but this build was focused more on critical bug fixes, these including resolving issues with Wikilo's dialogue's audio not triggering, incorrect explosion damage radii or electromagnetic missiles of size 1, and a frustrating bug that caused FPS weapons and consumable to lag behind the player's hands while in motion. Other fixes addressed player responding with a prison loadout after leaving Clasher Rehabilitation Facility and hanger request issues where players were queued despite available physical hangers. Several client crashes were also addressed, improving overall stability. On a more bittersweet note, Client Imperial Games announced the closure of their Los Angeles studio. In an email sent to the chairman clan members here, the team explained that as they push full steam ahead towards Quarter 42 and start season 1.0, they are relocating key staff closer to other studios for the final development stretch. To commemorate the contributions of the LA studio, chairman club members, which are the concierge, will receive an in-game replica of the Constellation artwork that hung above Chris Roberts' desk as a tribute. And so, this wraps up everything that happened last week in Star Citizen, with Alpha 4.1 shaping up to be a major update in terms of quality of life improvement. Things are looking promising indeed as we inch closer to release. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you think about these upcoming changes, or perhaps last week as well. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video if you did, subscribe for more. Also, this gets you a chance to win this Super Hornet Heartseeker. 1 out of 10 entries in the Wheel of Names, perhaps automatic entries for Patreon and YouTube members. I've been Irad. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to Dr. Forbin, Tokar, Tarsicius, Ducky to Ducker, Shadow Rise, and Zero Crusher. I've been Irad. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Time will have to be smart. Now what we have is just an illusion, a placeholder that's far from the final vision. Thou shalt not take what thou hast for granted. It's all subject to change, it's what they wanted, and it will stay so till release day. Pay attention, that's what they always say. But we still have a lot of time to prepare. We need to get ready for when it'll be there. And those who won't will one day painfully find death of a spaceman.